Okay, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. Okay, this is another Sabbath, and we are during the Passover. So the Passover for us was April 3rd. For all of you who are celebrating according to the solar calendar, and some of you may follow the lunar calendar. That is fine as well. However, we decided a number of years ago that we were going to stick to the solar calendar for our festivals, simply because it makes it easier for us. We know ahead of time when to book days off and not, and when to be available and when not to be available. So it kind of really helps us. April 3rd is set in stone. It doesn't change. We don't have to add months. We don't have to subtract months. And by the way, there's no Torah command to do such things. However, later, in the history of the children of Israel, those people that call themselves Jews today, they decided to alternate, change calendars, inject new things in there because the rabbi said so, and blah, 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 and on it goes. So, if you follow that tradition, so be it. I don't, and I don't encourage to follow any such traditions. But if you do, it's okay. I'm not for it. But at the same time, if it works for you, great. So, being that it is the Passover week, I think we really need to look into Passover and what it means. And as the last week I said to you, Passover is a protection feast. It really means, Passover, the word itself, was coined by a British man, if you want to know, a British guy who was a fervent follower of the Bible, is I guess a Christian, by his time. And he is the one who came up with this word that is inserted in the Bible, Passover. Because the Hebrew word is Pesach, it's not Passover. And from there, the word Passover kind of came and it's used to this day. Now, then from there, you people say, oh, we passed over from Egypt to Israel, and so on and so forth. That's fine. That's okay. But the word itself, Pesach, is a word of protection. Who was it protection from? Well, at the ancient times, the children of Israel were chased by their enemies, the Egyptians, and on horseback, and their most powerful vehicles at the time, what will probably be classed as today's Mercedes and BMWs and whatnot. And so, people walking on, ox, what do you call it? Not tractors, but these, slow-moving vehicles driven by ox, maybe donkeys, maybe horses. They were technically not horses. And, they were slow-movings and with no weapons in your hand. Of course, you're going to be faced with an Egyptian army that is much more fierce, with the arrows and spears and whatnot. So that's kind of things we were facing. And God protected us. So it's a feast of protection and a feast of blessing. God protected us, God blessed us, and then God took us out of the country to set us up in new homes in Israel. And due to the people being in disbelief, some of the people were in disbelief. Some of them were, did not obey God fully. So God punished them, punished the nation collectively. Because they collectively got the Torah, so the punishment was collective to everybody, even if they're not involved. 40 years collective punishment. So before we get into that, I just want to brief you up on Passover, being April 3rd. You all know it now. You probably revised it when the Passover starts, Wednesday, April 3rd. So today being the 1, 2, 3, 4, count as the number 4 day, Saturday. And it continues for 7 days. If you count the 14, it's then 8 days. If you start from the 15, it's 7 days. 15 of Nisan I'm talking about. So here we are, and you've already done your little bits. You already know the drill. I don't have to keep explaining the drill. You already know it. So we'll just move on. And just wanted to say the things in the world, lots of things are happening in the world. Wars going on, and rumors of war, earthquakes and rumors of earthquake, etc. Japan just had I think it's Fukushima, if I'm pronouncing it right, earthquake in Fukushima, 6 magnitude, 6.0, and I didn't really see too much news in it, to be honest, just as a headline. That's about as far as I read on this earthquake. War between Israel. Israel has been firing or sending operations in Syria against Iran and killed 6 of their people. Maybe one was a general. And so, I don't want to say anything publicly, but you know what's going on. And you also know that America's leaders, not the American people, but American leaders in power, support this unrighteous war. And I call it unrighteous because it is unrighteous. Okay? So they support this war, and America's going to get a comeback for this. And it's very sad that we have such leaders in place who are involved in killing of, amongst, I guess, people who call themselves freedom fighters. Amongst those, many civilians are being killed: children, women, and men, and young children. And you may have heard that recently, when Israel struck certain area, they killed 6 aid workers as well. I don't know if they were United Nations or whoever, but they killed those 6 and acknowledged it and said, oh, they were not targeted, it was unintentional. Well, Israel, you are killing many people, intentionally or unintentionally. You're killing many people and you're responsible. You will pay for it. Put it this way, and the Kohen says so, you will pay for it. Your leaders will pay for it. Your army chiefs will pay for it. Rest assured, judgment is already written on your behalf. So, having said that, Israel also drafted the law for ultra-Orthodox people to be recruited as conscripts and fight the war when needed. Of course, this was something that, some of you may know it, some of you probably don't know what the heck that means. So what that means is that before, the ultra-Orthodox people did not fight any wars. They are one of the ultra-Orthodox parties in Israel. They have quite a number of seats, 22 or so parliament seats, and they refused to fight in any war, but they were supported financially by Israel's government. So now Israel's government forced his hand and asked those people that they have to be recruited and fight their wars, rightly or wrongly. And those guys not very happy. And from this Monday past, I believe, they said that if you don't fight for Israel, for the army, IDF, we will not support you in finances. And so the Rabbi Yosef said, their chief, he said that there's about 400,000 or so people who are part of these, this group of religious ultra-Orthodox Jews. They said, if you force your hand, we will leave the country. We will pick up everything, we'll say bye-bye Israel, and we're going back to Europe, US, wherever we came from. So that's kind of where they are right now. I'm not sure if any action, any calls, I don't think any calls have gone out publicly from the rabbi's office, but I do believe that privately they are probably in discussion with each other, and you will probably hear sooner or later what stance, what public information they give out. That's yet to be known. But they did say that we're not happy with this decision, and if this decision is forced upon us, we will leave the country. Now, like I said, there's about I might be wrong exact numbers, but there's about 22 parliamentary seats under that Shah's party. So let's see where that goes. These guys, I would probably say rightly, not wrongly. Rightly, they are right not to support the war and not to fight the war. I think in that, I would say they are correct. Because that is a correct stance in Torah for not to fight unrighteous wars. But then they have their other reasons for not doing it as well, other than that. And politically too. And as I told you, that Bibi, also known as Benjamin Netanyahu, will be thrown out as a prime minister sooner than later. You will see. This is coming. It's already, the writing's already on the walls. He has only got limited time left, and he'll be thrown out, and they'll choose a new prime minister. And of course, there's a lot of moving and shaking going on in the country as we speak, because I think personally, I think Israel is not being very wise, attacking Iranian bases in Syria or wherever and trying to take their generals out. I don't think that's a very wise move, because that will have serious repercussions and of peace in the region. But then again, the buffoons who sit in parliamentary seats who decide these things behind closed doors, they're not the ones who are going to be paying the price immediately. It's going to be the people, ordinary people in the street who will get attacked from missiles and whatnot, and they're trying to save themselves, etc. So that's the situation of Israel. The situation of Ukraine is this: that United Kingdom, the US, and some other nations are supporting the war effort against Russia through Ukraine, and Ukraine has become a hub for all the book of Revelation describes every demon and witchcraft and all sorts of other things. You can say that is, I'm paraphrasing and I'm symbolizing. I'm not saying that book of Revelation speaks about Ukraine, but I'm saying that Ukraine is exactly that right now, a hub of demons and witchcraft and every evil under the sun. That's what that is a base for the so-called cabal, deep state, and whatnot. America is having its election soon this year. UK is also going to have an election, and they'll throw out this Sunak guy, the Indian guy over there, and they'll probably choose another prime minister, and then they'll get on with it. But right now the situation in the UK is pretty dire. UK is down the gutter right now. The economy is down. The people are in not very happy situation in the UK because of the economy. Gas bills have doubled, more than doubled. Electric bills have more than doubled, and food things have doubled. Petrol is very expensive, and so you get the drift. A lot of people are struggling. They're on the state. The state has to help them out, and economy is not doing so great right now. And I was speaking to my brother, and I said, well, personally, I'm not in favor of UK, living there or anything like that, because I told you 10 years ago this place is not good to live, and I left the country. And he was saying that for the next 20 to 30 years, I don't see normalization in the UK for another 20 to 30 years. The situation that's present, according to my younger brother, and he lives there with the other family, and he was saying that it's pretty dismal. He says if you're earning decent salary, and by decent he means if you're on £40,000, which is like maybe $50,000-$60,000 or above, then you can say you're on decent salary. He said if you're not on decent salary, if you're earning below, let's say you're earning £20,000 or $30,000 in terms, $30,000 or below, actually might be $35,000 by the currency rates today. He was saying that if you're under 35,000, you're going to be struggling. You'll be classed as poor. because you're going to have to go to the government for them to help you, assist you with your housing, rent, bills and whatnot. So that's a bleak picture that he painted. Anyway, he didn't need to paint that picture because I painted that picture for him 10 years ago. I said, listen, 10 years ago I told you all that, this country is going down the pan. None of you listened, so now you have to pay the price. End of story. Now, move on. Let's move on. Passover, beautiful time. It's time of blessing for our people. A time of, serving God and being thankful that wherever we are today, and I don't know where all of you are, know where some of you are, but I am very happy. I am very happy to be in the U.S. and I'm very happy to be, my native, I guess, the country of birth as well. And I am very happy that we are going to get a new government this year, and I already know which government's going to come. I already know the man who's going to come in power, and I'm looking forward that, the new man who comes, we're going to have some serious, drastic changes of law to better the lives of many, many, many millions and millions of Americans. Baruch Hashem, look forward to that. And, we get, God will remove those that are not needed in this leadership. They have a role to play, and they are playing their roles now, but they'll be removed in due time and process. So that is where we are. And as far as Torah is concerned, Passover is concerned, you celebrate the Passover, you give thanks to God, and you always, every day, give thanks. I know some of you are struggling with, jobs because the U.S. did have a downturn thanks to Jerome Powell, raising the interest rate so high to 5.25, etc. %, and, killing a lot of people's jobs, killing some banks in the process. And now if we don't start to undo his actions, more banks will go down and under in the U.S. That's the danger. So I do believe that within the next, I guess, June period, you can say, June and onwards, 2024, interest rate cuts will begin, and we will see predominantly, I would suggest, we're going to see about a 1% cut, round about, 0.75, 1% cut this year, and maybe further cuts down the road. Because I know when the next president turns up, Jerome Powell is going to kick in his backside and is going to be pushed to lower his rates more. So we're going to get more further cuts next year as well. So those of you who have loan payments, home loans, things like that, if you're not on fixed, if you have to be on variable rate, you'll get a relief from June onwards. Unfortunately, until then, be on your knees and start praying, and God will assist you. Like I said many times to you before, you make your economy. You make your economy, not the American government. If you make your economy, then you shouldn't be in a dire straits. But if you're not making your economy, if you're not using the tools that were given to you, then of course you're not making your economy, then you're in difficulties. But rest assured, start utilizing the tools I gave you, and then you will be making your own economy. You can make your yearly salary. You can make your yearly salary your monthly salary if you utilize the tools. You've been shown those tools throughout last year and the year before that, and if you got to use them. It's not just about hearing a lecture and then just forgetting about it. You got to use those tools so you benefit. I also gave you the technique of listening, imagining that you have $3 million. Now I'm not say $3 million. I'm going to say you have $6 million in your bank. Already have it. You already have it. If you already have it, how are you going to spend it? Keep revising that. How are you going to spend it? Rehearsing it. How am I going to spend $6 million that I have in my bank? What am I going to buy? What am I going to invest in? Do that every day. Okay, that's an exercise I want you to repeat throughout 2024. Also, I brought plates with me, or the engraved plates I spoke about that you guys wanted. You guys asked for some engraving plates, so I ordered those, and they were made. And of course, I only have a limited stock. Okay, and let me tell you the power of these plates. I have the 72 names of God on a stainless steel plate in black. I have the seals of Angel Gabriel seal. I have 2 plates of Psalm 12. I have only 1 plate of manifesting your desires. And the person who buys it, I will tell him how to use it. So I have limited number of plates, and those that come first come, first serve. The power. Let me first give you the power. The power of the seal of Gabriel. I already have given some of these to my students. They were very special, limited edition, and I only had printed last time. Maybe it's only 2 or 3 of them. I have 1 in my house. I have 2 or 3 that I gave to some other people, maybe 2. And those houses, the ones that they are existing in, they will never be invaded by witchcraft. They will have the protection of the angel Gabriel throughout its tenure. As long as the plate is there, there will never be a problem, okay, in that household. So that plate is very powerful to remove any black magic. It will prevent black magic, witchcraft, evil, negativity, all these things. So that plate is a very special plate. I had to, get it printed, and the guy was saying that, he can't print a smaller size because he couldn't fit all the Hebrew on it. Had to go slightly larger size this time. Although I have a smaller size, it's quite lucky because I was able to get a smaller size and get all the printing. But this time he had trouble, so he said he has to go a little bit larger. So the larger plate, by the way, is $60, excluding postage. So I'm not sure now what the postage is in the US, and I'm not sure what the postage is in the UK either. So those of you who want it, I will let you know. I will probably post, what you can do is make a earmarked payment. When you write to me, Shimon63@yahoo.com, SHIMOUN 63@yahoo.com, and earmark your plate, which one you want. You want the Angel Gabriel, you want the Psalm 72, Psalm 23, you want the 72 names. Let me tell you the benefits of 72 names of God. If you put the 72 names of God plate in your north side of your living room, it will bring blessings into your house through your door. Some of your doors might be the north, some of yours might be the south, some of you might be both sides. So wherever your door is, okay, you place it beside the door, right next to it. It will bring blessings into your house from the outside. And also it will protect your home as well. So that's the benefit of that. I only have 1 manifesting plate. I think there's somebody who asked for it, and I'm not sure. I'm waiting for a response from them if they still want it. That one, I will explain the usage of it once I get a response from them. And that one is for manifesting your desires. You look at it, you just stare at it. And you stare at it in a particular way, and that particular way I will explain when I, make the interaction with who wants it. So there's only 1 piece of that, but there's a number of pieces of 72 names, 2 pieces, I believe, of Psalm 23, and 4 or 5 of the Angel Gabriel. I really like the Angel Gabriel one. It's amazing plate, it's just amazing, out of this world. I tell you, I just stepped on this plate by, I don't know, let's say by chance or by God's appointment. Really, really good plate, and very, very powerful. Now, there was some other plates that I wanted to print, but due to not knowing who wanted it, I didn't opt to print those. There was one plate that you print and you put in your home that is from a medieval times, the image, and the image was used in homes to prevent from diseases, from rabid diseases, from plagues. It will not enter your plague in your home. That's how powerful that image is of that plate. I didn't print those because I wanted to first know who wants it before I go and print it. So I've left that project to another time. I won't name the diseases here because how YouTube and everybody wants to censor the names. But I can tell you that when the last plague hit the world, we had that plate, we had that image in the homes of the people, and those homes, including my own, none of those homes got that last plague. I don't even want to name the plague. They never got the plague, okay? That's how powerful this is. So it prevents all sorts of plagues. So if those of you who desire to have it, maybe for next time, I can order it and I can find out the costs, postage costs and whatnot. But that'll be a next time. But right now I only have 10. So those of you who want it, please get in touch with me through through WhatsApp or email, shimon63@yahoo.com, and let me know what those of you who are interested, and I can then get back to you with prices. So yeah, the Angel Gabriel is $60, but the others are less. The other plates are $50 in the US. That I will include the postage in it, included. So, you don't have to pay no more than $50 for the others. I guess only the Angel Gabriel is bigger, a slightly heavier plate, and I'm not sure of the postage, and I can check that out and let you know. But it is at 60 is cost of the plate, and postage yet to be decided. Okay, let's just say $10 for postage, so $70 for the plate, including postage. Those of you who want it, please write to me, let me know. That's for the US. UK postages, I don't know. Before, I had to pay about $20 for UK postage. If the price is the same, then the price for UK is cost plus postage, and only one postage. You don't have to pay postage 3 times. If you order 2 plates or 3 plates, you do not have to pay postage 3 times. You only pay 1 postage. I believe $20 should cover it. $20 on the UK one. And I'm thinking for the US, last time I sent it, I think it was between $10 to $12 postage for local. And prices have gone up, but I'm still thinking it's going to be between 10 and 15, no more than that. $10 and $15. Okay, so that's that. So coming back to the Passover side, do your Passover, do your due diligence. Remember, do not eat leaven during this time. It's a overa, it's a violation of Torah, and if you do by accident do it, then you have to pay a zadakah, an offering. You have to send an offering in to remove that overa, that violation that will be upon you if you do that. So just watch yourselves. No cakes this week. No, rising things like buns, any kind of cakes, pastries, but you are allowed to eat rice, by the way. Somebody asked me about rice. Rice is permitted. You're allowed to eat unleavened bread, no leaven in bread. Those of you not eating naan bread, not allowed this during this time, but you're allowed rice, you're allowed flat bread. Make sure that the bread you eat from the store mostly has got leaven in it. Be careful about that bread that you use with eggs and cheese and stuff, and definitely no bread from McDonald's, Burger King. All of those burger type breads are not permitted. So be warned about that. Don't go off to McDonald's to eat your Mac burger and that is leaven in there. Okay, beware of that. That'll be a violation of Torah if you do that, and you then have to send in zadakah and be like, oh, I made a mistake. But I want you to avoid the mistake. Save yourself. And you might say, well, what's different? What difference does it make if I make a violation? Well, what difference does it make? You make it. The difference that it makes is that you put a block in front of you with a Torah violation, it will count against you in the spiritual realm, and it will cause problems in the spiritual realm, which will show up in the physical realm in different ways. Okay, so those of you who are looking for jobs, looking for new employment, I have already been in touch with you. I've told you what you need to do. Get on with it, and you will have your jobs. Okay, I gave you a testimony last week of a man in Pakistan who was in dire straits. He had no job. He was struggling. Family was, struggling with meals, and I gave him only one thing to do, and he did it, and he got his job 2 weeks down the road. He's employed now. So similarly, those of you, if you follow what I told you, I've been in touch with you privately through WhatsApp or through Telegram or whatever form of, information you use, email, and so you've already been instructed, so please follow it through. You will be fine. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, why haven't I got the job yet? Don't think like that. God is your supplier. God will never forsake you. God is here. So don't think for any second that, I've done something wrong. No, you've done nothing wrong. God is with you. God loves you. God is going to support your needs. Sometimes there's a delay. Sometimes there's a delay because of external factors, whatever factors. God will get you through. Just be diligent. Do the exercises I told you. You will get through. Okay? So I think, I'll leave it short. I don't want to go too long. I'll keep it short. Due diligence is important. And I am very much in favor of robotic affirmations. And I will speak maybe more about that next time. So for being at Passover, I'll keep it, keep it down. And pray for peace in the world. Pray for peace in America. Pray for peace in the leadership. Pray for peace for Israel and the Palestinian people over there, that they're trying to coexist. And maybe, Israel thinks that they're not trying to coexist, but I do believe that there are many people in Palestinian regions who are trying to coexist. But Israel is right now not wanting to coexist with them. And so what we see is an effect of what I call blowback that happened over several years of what they describe, those people call it occupation. They're saying that we are occupied, and therefore we want freedom and we want, rights and stuff like that. And I do understand that, not only in Israel. How about in India? Sikh people in India, who live in the Punjab region, they want their state. There sometimes some of them are, not all of them, but some of them are saying we want Khalistan. We want to make it Khalistan. So what? Now you're going to say that they're all terrorists because they want Khalistan? Well, India is a huge country, and if some people want freedom from that country as a separate state, if they want to be free, they have their reasons for it. Who am I to say no, you can't, and you got to do it this way? They have their reasons. They are loving people. Sikh people are very loving people. I had beautiful friends in England. I had beautiful Sikh friends. Not they're not of the terrorist mindset, and they're not killers or anything like that. So when they say they want a state, I don't argue with them. I don't say to them why. Some of them are my friends, and I just leave it at that. Let them deal with their countries respectively. So let us be mindful of not calling everybody terrorists who wants a separate home. This ideology is perpetrated by the fake media and fake politicians who are just out to better their own pockets, line up their pockets. Be that Bibi Netanyahu or somebody else. They're all fake, and they're all, bad politicians, put it this way. So with that, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to say have a blessed Sabbath and have a extremely, tremendously blessing Passover, and after Passover, the next festival we will be having will be the festival for the giving of the Torah. So, let's celebrate this, Baruch Hashem. We give thanks to God. We give thanks to God that He brought us out of Egypt. He freed us. He made us a free people. He gave us a land. Sure, we got kicked out of the land because of our sins, violations that we committed against the Torah, but God will take us back into the land. So we wait. When God will restore the tribes and take us back into the land, and we give thanks. We give thanks to God wherever we are, and we give thanks for His blessings and protection for us and for our families. Baruch Hashem, may His name be forever and ever. And we'll speak more about Hashem, the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob next time. I will discuss some powerful techniques to benefit yourselves. So, for now, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom, Shalom to you.